off the rails this case has gone.
So what Donald Trump is saying is not only a lie, it is so dangerous. He is saying that in the search warrant for Mar-a-Lago that there was an authorization to use deadly force. And that is a gross mischaracterization of standard language that was in the search warrant, essentially saying if the officers were in danger in some way, you know, that there were circumstances where they could use force. No force was used here. They actually executed the search warrant when Donald Trump and his family were not at Mar-a-Lago, and no force was used. So this is just rhetoric, and it's dangerous rhetoric because you're putting the lives of those law enforcement agents who executed the search warrant in danger. And why? I mean, part of this is because Judge Cannon if you remember, there was a lot of back and forth about whether the names of those agents would become public. This is exactly why the special counsel's office pushed back and said, we need to protect the identities of these individuals because if their individuals' identities are known, they will be threatened. And sure enough, there was litigation about that. Some of their statements have been made public. Their identities have not. But still, there's information about them, and people are finding out, and they are receiving threats, we're finding out. So that is why Merrick Garland had to take the step. We know he doesn't say a lot. We know he keeps pretty tight-lipped about these things, but this is an area where he said, this is really dangerous. We can't allow Donald Trump to say things that are patently false, that are putting law enforcement's lives in danger. So, I mean, Judge Cannon should enforce a gag order here, but I have no faith that she will do so, just like I have no faith that she really knows how to follow the law in this case. The fact that she's slow-walked everything, the fact that when she does speak on the law, she seems to get it wrong, and the fact that she was willing, at least initially, to make information about these law enforcement agents and other witnesses in the case public when there's not even a trial date does not give me any faith that she will do the right thing here.
Glenn?
Yeah, let me build on what Christy say. I agree with all of that. I have Jack Smith's motion here that he just filed, Have Motions Will Travel. And so it's even so much worse than what Christy just related, because in this motion, it makes clear that the FBI coordinated to make sure the day they would execute the search warrant, Donald Trump and his family would not be in Florida. Against that backdrop, here's what Donald Trump said to his angry supporters. The FBI was authorized to shoot me, was just itching to do the unthinkable, was locked and loaded and ready to take me out and put my family in danger. And they weren't even in Florida on the day the search warrant was executed. By design. And they coordinated with Donald Trump's lawyers in advance. So this is beyond sort of reckless. This is violence inducing, and it is launched from a platform of knowing fraud and lies. And I don't know how long the institutions of government, prosecutors, judges will continue to sacrifice the safety of FBI agents, prosecutors and their families, judges and their families, witnesses and jurors to this violence-inducing rhetoric of Donald Trump. The good news is there's a vehicle in the law designed to address this. When a pretrial defendant on release, he's on release still technically in 4 cases, is a danger to even a single person in the community, the law says he is to be detained pending trial. But as we were just discussing, this is another failure of the equal application of the law to Donald Trump, and we're paying the price dearly for it.
Well, if we believe he's not above the law, then put his behind in jail. And that's how that would work for everybody else. Any other criminal defendant who is in violation of the rules, not in one, but in all cases now, because to the point you made earlier, Simone, that's what he's done by running his mouth. What's the system going to do in response? And you make the point, so.
Christy, thank you so much. I just want to reiterate that the system, the FBI, bent over backwards to ensure that Donald Trump was accommodated. And again, they bent the knee and they got their heads verbally chopped off anyway. Like, what else do you need to know that all of the concessions you will give this gentleman, this man, it doesn't matter. Hold him accountable. But I'm preaching to the choir. Christy, we appreciate your time. We will see you again very soon. Glenn Kirshner, you're not going anywhere because we got to ask you about this signal of distress.